We cannot live the afternoon of life according to the program of life's morning. For what was great in the morning will be little at evening, and what in the morning was true will at evening have become a lie. The greatest privilege of a human life is to become a midwife to the awakening of the soul in another person. The greatest tragedy of the family is the unlived lives of the parents. There is no birth of consciousness without pain. The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers. It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. I have not come to call the righteous, but sinners to repentance. The shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for living that suits all cases. There is no such thing as a mistake. There are only lessons. Our heart glows, and secret unrest gnaws at the root of our being. Dealing with the unconscious has become a question of life for us. The greatest sin is to be unconscious. The unconscious wants to flow into consciousness in order to reach the light, but at the same time it continually thwarts itself, because it would rather remain unconscious. The acceptance of oneself is the essence of the whole moral problem, and the epitome of a whole outlook on life. To be normal is the ideal aim of the unsuccessful. We need more understanding of human nature, because the only real danger that exists is man himself, who has fully realized that history is not contained in thick books, but lives in our very blood. The greater the contrast, the greater the potential. Great energy only comes from a correspondingly great tension of opposites. There is no such thing as a pure introvert or extrovert. Such a person would be in the lunatic asylum. What we call civilized consciousness has steadily separated itself from the basic instincts. But these instincts have not disappeared. They have merely lost their contact with our consciousness and are thus forced to assert themselves in an indirect fashion. Where love rules, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, there love is lacking. The one is the shadow of the other. The greatest discoveries of science have always been those that forced us to rethink our beliefs about the universe and our place in it. A dream is a little hidden door in the innermost and most secret recesses of the psyche. The highest and most beautiful things in life are not to be heard about, nor read about, nor seen, but, if one will, are to be lived. A man who has not passed through the inferno of his passions has never overcome them. The most intense conflicts, if overcome, leave behind a sense of security and calm that is not easily disturbed. Mistakes are, after all, the foundations of truth, and if a man does not know what a thing is, it is at least an increase in knowledge if he knows what it is not. Nothing is more needed than a secure resting place for human egos. The world will ask you who you are, and if you do not know, the world will tell you. Loneliness does not come from having no people about one, but from being unable to communicate the things that seem important to oneself. We meet ourselves time and again in 1,000 disguises on the path of life. Every form of addiction is bad, no matter whether the narcotic be alcohol or morphine or idealism. It is only through the mystery of selflessness that we can ever hope to discover the true nature of love.